our audio, so I don't make that mistake again. Hello, everybody. Lucasgvariety back with my friends. February 16th, 2020. Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA. And this is our episode number 9. And Jodo for Major Ivan Soranova is out tonight. But he'll be back next week as far as we know. And I think we are almost to the end of season 1. Aren't we?
2 more episodes.
All right. 2 more today and next week. Sounds good. It's gonna be fun. Anyways, I'll pass.
I'm gonna go on vacation to plan your deaths.
I got some vacation coming up too, but we will discuss schedule later on. Yes. Mike, take it away, sir.
Yes. I am the Robotech Master Harukajunko, and I am here to say, welcome back, everyone. Glad to be back and ready here to kill every one of the players. And we're just gonna jump straight in today. No long recap. A bunch of people died, but they don't really matter because the players don't actually ever talk to their squadron. By the way, I'd like it to be known I've named them. I have character names here for them, but they've never actually talked with anyone. They talked with the Russians more than their own squadron, Lucas.
We didn't have a choice with how much we talked to the Russians, Michael.
Yeah, but you could have talked to your squadron more. You had a choice, Lucas.
No.
Are we using full names now?
Mike. They're goldfish, and like I said, you name
wow.
it.
Wow! Holy shit!
Out of character, you name them, it makes them worse. When they remember our mood last week, it tanked after that destruction. I come back.
It was supposed to tank,
but it was supposed to tank, and it tanked in a way I never thought would be possible.
We all felt it. Like I was sad
all
and mad
according to
at first.
Keikaku.
But
all according to actually, I didn't plan any of that. I'm not gonna lie.
It's all according to Keikaku.
Yeah, it's all according to Keikaku.
Either way,
translators note that means translators note that actually means plan. But yeah, no. So we're just gonna jump straight into it. In the last moments of the last session, we had Alex Maps on a bench in the middle of MACROSS City being hugged by Min-Mei. And Alex Maps, you kind of get a sick feeling in your stomach, and you kind of try to push it down, but it just kind of grows and grows until you, and out comes a huge amount of blood. Like, an alarming amount of blood. Like, oh my god, are you from Fist of the North Star amount of blood? And you're now in a massive amount of pain.
That can't be good. I sort of look down at my torso.
You kind of notice a whole bunch of holes where there aren't supposed to be.
That's definitely not good. And at this point, his face is turning really, really, really pale.
And Min-Mei's like screaming, calling for a doctor. And then you pass out. Because that's a great way to start the session.
Pineapple salad.
Pineapple salad.
What the hell?
Well, when I was thinking about it, I figured since he did take 25, 30-ish damage to save you guys, let's give him a couple of wounds. And by that I mean I gave him 5 wounds because he has drama armor, which just gives him a whole bunch of extra wounds. So he's at basically 1 before death. Or 1 before incapacitated.
Yeah, 1... For some reason, it's on my sheet that I have 2 critical wounds, which I don't think is right.
You can get an extra critical wound later if you spend points into one of the tactics spells.
Didn't know what that was.
Yep.
But yeah, I am 1 before...
horrible death. Well, 1 before passed out, and then another one from horrible death. And we're now going to go switch immediately over to Silver Squadron's debrief room. And the captain, you've gone through a debrief with a whole bunch of the other squadrons. Most of the other squadrons actually got out fairly okay. Some of the squadrons, of course, are down to like 2-3 people. It's kind of expected at this point. Oh, yes. What would you like to say there, Lucas?
I just want to ask, is this before my conversation coming up with Ivan or after?
This is before.
Will you tell me when we reach the point where it would be after?
Yep.
Okay. That's it. I just wanted to ask.
But so some of the squadrons really took a beating. Skull Squadron made it out lucky like usual, but with only a couple casualties. Unfortunately, a couple of the other squadrons, they really weren't lucky, and unfortunately, Silver Squadron is one of those, as you know, that they lost 5 people because I miscounted actual damage last time. So yeah, no, you were walking down the hallway. Lisa Hayes is helping you with like injury and kill death reports, mechanical reports, all that stuff on her pad, and it's adding up. But luckily, you guys did get a large amount of supplies from the Mars base. Oh, are you going to do anything while you're walking down the hall to Silver Squadron's debrief room, Mr. Captain?
I think he's just going to have a outstanding order for the Russians to basically be rounded up into theirs and a guard place so they can't leave without him knowing about it.
Just one.
I mean, he doesn't want to shoot them. It's not all the Russians' fault. It's just one.
But
they
yeah, no, that's gonna be a fun drama to talk about later.
So many people involved.
Mm-hmm. There's you, there's Lucas, there's technically Alex Max through proxy.
Who?
Because of, but eventually you reach Silver Squadron's door and you open it. And how are the two, Fayt and Lucas? How are you two handling the situation? It's you two plus Corporal Sliger Law, Corporal Leela Milaria, Corporal Emma Sheen, and Cadet Kai Sheenbev.
And this is before my conversation with Ivan, right?
Mm-hmm. This is before that.
So
that's going to be a little bit later after the captain deals with that.
Okay. So it's Jacobs and I and these four.
Yep. And everyone's kind of a little bit down, and they're steering clear of you.
And we think Alex. Actually, no, because Melody. Wait.
No, you guys don't know about Alex Metz or
Chuck.
Or at least right now.
So I think Chuck and Alex are dead.
As far as you could tell.
Or very well could be because they didn't respond. But the other ones have been confirmed, right? The other 6.
Oh yeah, the other 6. They were in the blast radius, and for those who were here last week, they took 190 mecha damage, which is it'll basically kill them like
14 times over.
Something stupid like that.
I think it all depends on how ridiculously I assign points to this subsystem you want to get.
Yeah, but at the same time...
there's a point where you don't have but one
I'd say
of
probably
12 times.
Yeah.
I assigned 12 hits to my head, 12 more hits to my torso, 12 more hits to left and right arms. What else is left?
I think it'd probably be like 10 times over in all told.
Yeah, it was a lot of damage, but for them specifically, since they don't get all of the subsystem mess around stuff like you do, they have 2 armor and 2 structure. So that's several times over.
Several.
Several.
So
And they're all dead. And all of your 4 more of your squadron, or 5 more of your squadron members are dead. How does that make you feel, Lucas?
So, and you're asking, so what's it look like in this room? What's going on with the 6 of us?
Mm-hmm. The 6 of you are kind of pacing around. I assume you are probably pacing and predating.
I think...
Not pacing.
Probably
sitting.
I think the lights are turned down. Maybe there's a small... Maybe I decided to hold immediate candlelight vigil.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe that... So there's candles burning, one for each of them in the middle of the table. So there's technically 8. The 6 that were KIA, and then for Alex and for Chuck. And Archie's... I forgot, and I should have been interacting with my subordinates because there's a lot of female subordinates, and I feel as though Archie in some ways...
Oh my god.
I
really?
didn't think
well, Leela over there is
Wow.
free now since you got her boyfriend killed, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah,
Shut up.
the perfect situation. The only situation where he ever gets with anybody. A rebound.
No,
Yeah.
I'm going back because I feel as though Archie knows subordination or that kind of relationship is probably not allowed and or tolerated, probably under very strict circumstances. But it doesn't mean he doesn't flirt. He just doesn't pursue. But I feel as though even though Jacob's there normally, he's gonna definitely go after her. It's like she's the exception, of course, as we've role played this. But he doesn't talk to anyone, especially Jacob's or any of the females in any way like that. I think that's his mood. And I think he's just sitting at the table with his hands on the table, just staring at the candlelight vigil, and everybody else is in the room either joining them, maybe they're doing some of their own religious stuff, or the various things or prayers or whatever people do in their situation. Maybe when someone's drinking, I'm not sure. And Jacobs is doing her thing, but I think it's just a quiet time to mourn. And I don't think Archie's really even said much yet because he doesn't know what to say. So I think
and they're definitely steering clear of you because you're not acting like Archie.
I think that's appropriate. I mean, he puts on a facade right all the time. He's always wearing a mask, and he's not wearing a mask right now. So I don't think anyone would. And most normal people wouldn't at this point, I think. So I think that's I'm not sure. What's Jacob's doing then?
Sitting there.
Sitting
At the
there?
end of the table.
Are you like at the other end of the table? Like we're like looking at like across from each other, or are we like?
No, I'm probably nearby, just sitting there quietly.
Okay, and Archie's just sitting, staring at the candles, and then he hasn't really interacted with these other. Is Slegger and Kai, are they the guys, and Leela and Emma are the females? Okay, I just want to make sure I got the genders right here on these. So, yeah,
And,
I don't think there's
kind of a. He's like a 25-ish kind of year old guy. He's a little bit grizzled.
Which one?
Slagerwall.
Okay.
Hold on, I can get you a picture.
Okay.
Yeah, he's definitely he's an older kind of. He's not that older, but
He has wicked sideburns.
He does have wicked sideburns. I will give him that. But he's always been kind of light on the things. Like he's basically been rather laid back, but he's also he's almost like you. He likes to hit on women, but he knows when he's either A, out of their league, or B, they've got someone else. But he's also knows when to be serious.
I like this guy.
Kai, he's a bit of a music freak. He likes to play music, all of his different kinds. Mostly kind of more pop music. But you actually noticed that he had one of the new Robotech Walkmans with him. Robotechnology Walkmans.
Wait, like a Walkman?
Like a Walkman, but it's Robotech. This is 1980 sci-fi.
Yeah.
It's Walkman, but smaller and with the UN Spacey logo on it.
And if you put it down, it actually walks. And hence the name Walkman.
No, it's got little. The bottom folds out. It's got little crawly crab legs.
That's
Because
awesome.
it turns into a speaker.
Mm-hmm.
The top flips out. It's got a speaker. The bottom has the crab legs.
Yeah.
This is Kai, I believe.
Let me make sure you chose the correct pick.
I'm just going to label them as I go. I can refer to them. Okay, I like these guys so far.
Mila is she's 25 years old. She was with Jared. Unfortunately, he kind of died due to a rock.
Oh, that girl.
Mm-hmm.
This is
Luckily, she did survive that mission. She's got rather poofy blonde hair almost. But she's fairly by the notes and not exactly, one to
to what?
She's not she'll call people who she really thinks don't deserve to be there jokes, but at the same time she's not one to constantly, degrade someone if they actually know what they're doing.
Oh, all right. So many things I could say to this, but I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
I get myself enough hot water in real life. My own lady.
Who's next?
And the last one is Emma Sheen.
Emma Sheen.
She's She's actually a test pilot who probably worked with Fayt's character a little bit, but she was mostly helping test the experimental Veritechs, along with a couple of the other things. She's competent, but she's fairly caring the way she acts. But she doesn't really. She knows the line between being caring and helpful and, breaking the boundary of what's, allowed by military conduct.
Chaotic good or neutral good? Sorry, I went to limit. Okay, they all sound like pretty good people.
Mm-hmm.
Best.
Man.
No, and Kai Shingen's actually a cadet. He was actually recently graduated into the Veritech program after a 2-week training course.
The longest one yet.
Mm-hmm.
Kai, you said is the newest?
Yep, Kai is Cadet Kai Shingen.
Oh, he's only a cadet right now? Okay.
Yep.
I thought you wrote corporal in there. My bad. It is. Well, I don't know. I've never learned to read. I've been faking it this whole time.
Any
Anyway.
viewers who are fans of Gundam should know most of these people.
Shut up. Totally not copying, like, literally all of these
Original
characters.
character, do not steal.
Yeah, original characters do not steal.
Cadets. Okay, so we have 1 cadet, 3 corporals. Actually 4 with Melody. Is Alex a cadet or a corporal?
Yep, Alex was a cadet, but I think he ranked up with his rank up points, and he was the next one.
Never actually happened in universe yet, but
Yeah, it happened in the paperwork, but getting all that stuff to the actual ceremonies is hard. Your insignia kind of just showed up on your bed one day.
There it is. Hey, where's Chuck? What's his rank? Is he
He's equal with you.
okay? But I'm just the squad leader. Like that really. Otherwise, we're the same rank.
Yeah, you're squad leader mostly because he straight defers to you. Even though people higher up are maybe like, can you please take over?
Almost shit. It's gonna happen eventually. Probably today. Anyway, Frost Jaeger's was asking, would it be possible for these NPC descriptions to be written down somewhere, like in a G-Doc pinned on the server? Yeah.
You know what? I could write up something like that. A little bit of something for that, but that would be after the session, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because I get to bring in a whole slew of new characters.
That sounds
after this.
good. That will actually help all of us, I think. Which, good question. Anyways, so that's the scene. That's my questions.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a lot of talking to do. I don't think Jacobs has a lot of talking to do.
In that case, as you approach the door, Captain, it slides open, and Lisa Hayes, lets you walk in first as you're the commanding officer, and she follows in right behind you to the site of a small candlelight vigil, and everyone's kind of quiet. Kai is listening to his Walkman, but you can kind of see that everyone in the room is kind of shaken after that last encounter.
Yeah. I'll make a small change to what I stated earlier. I thought about it, and he's going to have to stop by his room for a certain box. Like it's the size of a wine bottle box.
It's a wine bottle.
Oh my God! You're sharing your.
But wait a minute.
He never said that. Just that he's breaking out some better wine.
Yeah.
So when he walks in the room, if when everyone goes to attention or whatever, he doesn't respond at first. He walks to the. I'm assuming it's like a conference room table there.
Yeah.
All right. So he sets in the middle of that a wine glass, half fills it full, near the candles and everything, and he walks in front of everyone with a small shot glass, and sets it in front of him and does the same thing.
Oh my God!
Pours a small amount. Then he walks to the front of the room and he pours himself a normal full glass. He offers a shot glass to Hayes, and he'll stand. He'll look around the room.
So, is it always supposed to all take a glass?
Yeah. Well, hold on. He looks around the room, and he smiles and he does the whole swirl and sniff, and he looks down and he goes, "Uncertainty in your work is why no one else can do what you do. Those have fallen to make sure that you can do what you do. are innumerable. Every drop, every molecule of wine in this glass is simply a representation of 1,000,000 soldiers that have fallen before to get us to where we are today. They can't be here to celebrate their victory, celebrate their sacrifice, and honor them as you move forward. And he takes a drink. And he empties his and sets it down.
Yeah, the NPCs, the rest of the squadron members do, and Lisa, she takes a second, but she does drink her shot of it, and you kind of see her kind of cough a little bit.
And he'll look around the room again. If not for people like Govel and myself, Ivan Suranova would have won the war of the global war. People like him were willing to risk everything for the minor chance of success. Because people like myself, Govel, and soldiers like you stood in his way, we brought him to heel. I threw you in a situation that there was no positive outcome besides our living, and more of you returned than anyone could have expected. He will be reprimanded, but it will have to come from within. He did not hurt me directly. He did not just damage command. He did not damage the ship. But what he has done is even worse. He has damaged your faith in each other and yourselves. All of you will be receiving a certain amount of protoculture, based on the salvaging efforts of the other teams. The Russians will receive just enough to rearm their weapons for the next fight. Anything else will have to come through the gifts and generosity of others. They will rebuild ties to your unit and all the others, or they will only be able to resupply and they will starve. This is not a chance for you to get retribution. This is a chance for them to absolve themselves and to become part of the unit and not just a sideline. Enough on that. He'll put a little bit in his glass again and just sit it. He won't drink it this time. And he corks the bottle, puts it away. There was mistakes made. My scalpel, and he'll wave his hand out across the room, did exactly what I asked you to do. You cut deep and you got out. You were not expecting the formations the enemy took, and they worked against you this time. But now that you know what your ground side's willing to sacrifice, you will make sure it doesn't happen again. In the future, I will not hold either one of you accountable for factions against each other. I will hold you accountable for your own actions. In this case, however, you did the best you could with the limited knowledge you had. And he'll look at Archibald. I honestly don't care for you being in command of the squadron. I don't personally enjoy someone less serious about command than even myself. But you're still here, and you're the best I have right now. Get even better. Keep on the comms. I don't hear you enough. I'm not very serious normally, but I have to be right now. He'll look at everyone and he'll go, and where's Mertz? Mats. Where's the singer?
I think Archie stands and I don't know if it'd be a slow salute would have been appropriate after what you did or what you said to him, but he's standing and then he just like points at like one of the candles. We don't know for sure.
Oh, he's definitely not getting any wine, that's for sure. Count him as removed from your command. His fighter has been checked in. It's just in the wrong area. And the cheese I would pair with this wine would have less holes than his vessel did.
There was no vessel. It was just the escape
Yeah.
pod.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was just the. But
Yeah.
you guys actually hear a rather angry knock at the door. The Silver Squadron.
He- Enter.
And the door opens and it's Chuck. Chuck's alive. And
I was half expecting Lucas to just go over and tackle Chuck.
No, I think he does. I think he forgets all protocol, forgets the captain's there, hits the table as he leaps up from it,
Yeah, he's like,
Ooh.
"Bro."
and the candles are like a couple of them might fall over, and he just like tackles them out into the hallway, very anime style, I think.
Ow.
That is so anime.
And I pick him up.
Captain kind of hits his head, and he just goes, "Anyway, all of you did great."
Don't count me and Alex dead just yet. We're fine. The Russians picked us up. Nearly beamed him in the head with my helmet.
I have something I want to say, Chuck, but I think not right now. Wait till the captain's done here.
Alright.
He's dragging Chuck back in though, with like in a bear hug, like
Yeah. He's like, oh god, my ribs, please.
Something. Nothing can kill that guy.
Yeah.
Oh god,
Good to
please,
see
not
you
my ribs.
with us again, Mr. Burning. The Russians had let me know that you were aboard. I just was not expecting you to be able to make it here.
Yeah, I lost
Tilts his
Alex
head. He's like,
Mats.
I would offer you alcohol, but you really should be right now taking pain medication. So
What's the
later.
difference?
Alcohol's a pain medication,
this is
right?
delicious.
But I don't know where Alex is. I think he was pretty shaken up after the whole thing, so I think he wandered off for a bit.
Yes, I'm sure he wandered off a bit. He was very past shaking, refusing to fire his weapons on an active enemy. That will be rectified.
Alex is live.
Yes,
Yeah.
Just make sure. Oh,
somewhere.
phew.
Oh boy.
He will be brought to my attention as soon as he's found. But he won't be punished per se. I'm just going to have to change some things around. I enjoy his drive to continue fighting despite the fact that he's not capable, but it's time for him to change roles. His actions are more support similar to my own, and I want to encourage that. And
Yes, sir.
again, you all did the best you could with what you knew. The enemy is getting tougher. We aren't advancing fast enough, but we have to make do with what we've got. We've got to resupply, get your ships in order, customize them if possible to your own talents. You are especially my scalpels. I need you to be as flexible. There's no good analogy for this. Be flexible. Every one of you needs to be unique. I don't require anything outside of normal military discipline on the channels. The Russians are crazy. I need you to look like you're crazy, and both of you to win battles for me.
And at this point, you can kind of see out the corner of your eye, since you're basically always paying attention to everything in the room. You can see Lisa Hayes kind of go look at her tablet and then quickly go up to a phone on the side of the room and dial in a couple of numbers and start kind of talking quietly into it before nodding and quickly hanging up and walking back over to you and whispering into your sir, they just found Alex Mats. He was just taken into emergency ward on level 3 medical. Heavily, he was. The doctors are surprised that he wasn't leaking any harder than he was.
Do we hear this?
I mean, you know what? Let's see. We'll just see if you do.
Because we're gonna go. I mean, I'm
Roll-
sure Jacob's
Roll me some panic rolls. Come on. I mean, wait.
Yeah.
Wrong system.
So roll to understand the monstrosity that is Alex Mats filled with holes.
So that's what she said, right? Filled with holes.
Yeah.
It's just 2 skills together as always.
Yep.
You can call them skills, I guess.
Unfortunately, you did beat us all again. That was last episode and the episode before. It wasn't a super long battle in terms of turns, but
2.
I am going to. It was 3, I think. Close enough. But
You threatened to kill us, and I said you can't do it if we end the battle in 2 turns.
yeah, no,
And you
no.
got grumpy.
I know it was just more me trying not to actually kill everyone this time.
This time.
Then I actually did roll morale for them.
I'm gonna roll.
That's always the first part.
I don't know if Jacobs is rolling, but I'm going to roll counter position with smooth method. So
Alright.
responding quickly and able to eke out the most benefit with the smallest effort. So five dice at 5, I'm assuming.
So the smallest effort being the limited attention you played during the medical.
Well, he's
Sorry,
snuggling
limited-
with.
Sorry, the
Burning
limited
Man.
attention you paid during your medical training.
Well, I almost think like, did he overhear it because he's like hugging Chuck, but then I hear
basically making out with Chuck.
Yeah.
And then he's like,
and
Alex?
I hear maybe
My
Alex.
other boyfriend? I mean, that's a buddy?
I hear Alex and maybe bullet holes, and it's just like a quick, like with the head, and then responding quickly and doing that with little effort. So that would be 3 successes.
All right, so with 3 successes, you do hear. You don't get the full sentence due
Okay.
to how focused you are, but you hear Alex holes bleeding.
And it's like that whole. I suddenly push Chuck out of my arms, like, like he goes
and he like hits the wall and falls down. He's like, "Oh,
crashing off screen, some type of thing. Like, wait,
He does the anime arms spinning around
yeah.
thing.
yeah."
Sorry, I'm trying to be serious and not serious at the same time. It's just like breaking protocol. Like, wait, Alex, what's the matter? I mean, sir, ma'am.
Relax. Mr. Mertz, Matt's Singer boy is mostly stable. I'll be heading down there next. Anyway, get your squadron together. Do not worry about after action reports. I will take care of the paperwork on this one.
Thank you, sir. Permission to visit Matt's.
Tomorrow. I need you here with the active members of your squad. He's no longer an active member of your squad. I will
Sir.
allow him, if he wishes, to be an inactive member, but he will no longer actively be part of a fly team.
Yes, sir.
These skills are better served elsewhere.
I'm like, thank you, sir. Great speech. I'll get better, but I still love my men and women. He means like, he cares, even if he's not been good.
He'll walk up to you. He'll gather up, as he goes, he'll gather up all the cups except for the glass in the center of the table. And he'll put his hand on your shoulder. Keep doing that as long as you can. When there's too many of them to forget anymore, it hurts a lot to keep carrying. And he'll just pat and walk out.
All right.
He doesn't salute back, he just
It's
walks out with a box under his arm.
this candlelight vigil has become a new Silver Squad tradition, I think.
I don't think that's a good thing.
Well,
But
it's a good idea.
It is now a thing.
For better or for worse.
Yep.
Yep.
It's a remembrance.
He'll be heading towards where Matt's is after he leaves the room.
All right. And of course, as you're leaving, she's already talking about reassigning several members of depleted squadrons into Silver Squadron. And she's basically talking your ear off till
That's
you
fine,
guys
it's
get
normal.
the elevator with all the technical blab,
Yeah, that's her job.
Yep, it's her job, and she's telling you about literally everything going on. And sir, the men are requesting Taco Tuesday night off for movies.
What are y'all doing?
Taco Tuesday.
That was good timing. Also,
Just imagine the cook having everything set up for Taco Tuesday. Instead, they're playing a movie in the dining hall or whatever, the mess hall, and they're just like shouting from the cooking area, "What are you doing?"
nothing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, go ahead and have it scheduled, but I want someone on Protro. I need someone on patrol, however. Make sure there's at least one squadron understanding they'll have to reschedule their night.
Of course, I'll have them do rotating shifts through the week.
Perfect.
And,
Don't cannibalize too greedily. If there's a if a squadron is under half strength, then cannibalize them up. The scalpel being the first one to get the best quotation marks, implied here, pilots.
Yep.
But they're going to be a grindhouse, and I don't want to throw people in there that aren't willing to be thrown in. It's a volunteer only at this point.
Yep, and she's actually already got a selection of people that she's showing you. The names are Corporal Anaval Gatto, Corporal
my
Gabby
God.
Hazard, Cadet Elidor Massis, and Cadet Eo Fleming.
The jazz man.
The jazz man.
As long as they understand that this squadron is going to be in the middle of bullets instead of trying to avoid them, then
I'm pretty sure at least Eo Fleming is actually suicidal, sir. So I think they're fine with that.
that's pretty normal for fighter pilots at a certain point. It's just my job and my job to keep them flying long enough for them to get over it.
And with that, the elevator door closes, and well, the question comes up: does Lucas and the group want to do any role playing, or do we want to just cut straight to Alex Matz in E Ward?
Will this be? So we're still not. It's not like the next day, right? Where we can see Alex.
No.
It's still us here.
This is literally the captain has just left you after debriefing and hear shots of alcohol.
I think. Dang it. Oh, first.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think once the captain's like, as soon as the door's like, like he's off screen and he grabs Chuck and pulls him back in front of him, putting his wall. He's like, Chuck, if you ever die, I will kill you. You hear me?
Yeah, it wasn't me trying. It wasn't voluntary. Trust me. Oh God, my ribs.
I'm sorry. And like he pats his ribs, like like you pat.
Ow.
Okay.
It was the damn Russians who shot me down.
I know. I am going to take a little walk down to Russian ward in a few moments, and if you and everyone else are forbidden to follow me, and that's an order.
I'm going to go to medbay instead.
Good. Maybe, well, someone here will take you there. But first, and then he turns around. He's all serious. He's like, "All right, I like to have a good joke as much as anybody. But the captain's right. This hurts to say, from the bottom of my heart. I'm a terrible leader."
And everyone's silent except Kaya goes, "Yeah, you are pretty terrible at it."
This guy.
Guy's like,
Yes,
Took you this long to notice, huh?
but if you had told me that, I'd punch you in the mouth. However, Colors has the exception. Anyway, no more joking. No more blaring the music. Let's get some training in and be better. I don't want any more of us dying. I don't want any more candles on this table. But put that table aside. Keep those candles on it. I hope that we don't add any more to the table.
Were the lit candles still like fallen over on, still lit on the wood table?
I think it's more of a metal table for safety. But we would probably pick them up. I think just for effect, like I would have knocked a couple over on the way over, but someone I'm hoping would have picked them back up. If not, he does pick them back up and put them back up on the table. So, no, are you asking if there's going to be a fire or anything?
I was asking if there was going to be a fire.
Luckily, the table, it starts smoking a little bit, and then sprinklers go off, and
Oh,
Kai just
jeez.
goes, "See, I told you."
Oh my gosh. Well, that should be the
tragedies of Silver Squad.
I think that's a good note to end on. But, or maybe he just looks around, everybody's soaking wet and sad. And he's just like, "Yep,
Why are they soaking wet?
You just said the sprinklers went off."
Yeah,
Oh.
the sprinklers are all going off
Okay.
as the table started to go up.
He's like, "You know what? That conversation, I think I'm gonna have it right now." You guys take it easy, and I'll do better for you. I promise. And then he leaves.
And Fayt, what are you doing? Because we kind of skipped over you. What do you do now that you hear your boyfriend is alive? Well, one of them.
Well, I guess I would like to see the kid. Not dead.
You did hear the captain say you can see him tomorrow, but you weren't sure if he was directing it at Archibald or the whole squadron.
Yeah.
Mostly because I'm actually not sure if he was directing it at the whole squadron. But yeah, no, you can go down.
Yeah,
Everyone
I'll
else
go.
is gonna start filing out, and
Yeah, I'll go and see him. What is he gonna do? Fire me?
Chuck waves you guys like,
Captain.
if you're going to medbay, can you help me get down there? I think my ribs are broken or something.
Yeah.
And you can see a pooling red spot across his chest.
Which oddly looks like Archibald's face now.
Yeah. Of course, that idiot jumped on you when you were hurt.
You got the hair outline and everything silhouetted on his chest.
Oh no, and he kind of like opens up his like pilot's flight suit and pulls it out. And he pulls out like a crushed package of ketchup, and he's like, I had some in just in case the wait was going to be too long. I had crackers in the other one, but they basically turned to dust.
All right, let's go.
Yep, and so we go, and now Lucas will have his conversation with the Russians, which we're going to flash back to because the Russians aren't here. But unfortunately, they found his corpse 3 days later, strung up with 3 bottles of vodka, just shoved into his mouth. All of them empty.
Somehow they replaced all his bodily fluids with alcohol. Vodka, to be exact.
With straight 100%
Wait, yeah, hold on. You're
alcohol
telling me
vodka.
that wasn't already the case?
But with that, we're going to skip to the captain, who's the first one down there because you did leave a little bit after him, Fayt. You drop Chuck off in, the med bay, and they're in the medical ward, and they're like, yeah, we can take care of him. And they're very roughly handling him and like dragging him into one of the medical rooms. You can hear it's like, why aren't you being nice to me? She goes, if you didn't get hurt, then I wouldn't have to be this rough with you.
What kind of horrible people are these?
It's just Chuck, man.
And you see like a doorway leading into surgery, and you hear them cracking jokes and everything. You're pretty sure they've just set up a MASH camp inside of the emergency ward.
A
Never
laugh
get
track
hurt,
plays.
Just get killed.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a laugh track in the background because it's actually just MASH, but in space.
So you're saying it's Smash?
Yes, it is Smash.
All right, Haruka, don't ever just wound me so I have to deal with these horrible people. Just kill me and dust me off completely.
No, I've got to torture my players.
They do things to make sure you don't die, but it doesn't say anything about getting hurt.
But now, the captain, you reach down there, and Alex Metz, you are having just regained consciousness, and once you regain consciousness, they tell you that they had to go through a 3-hour surgery just to remove all of the shrapnel. And they show you like a Ziploc baggie, like.
They hold up like a 10-gallon drum, like, here you go.
This was the first hour.
How
wheelbarrow
hopped up am I currently on painkillers?
You're kind of loopy, but it's that point of the testosterone is still kicked in because you're now waking up and you're remembering, oh god, I'm dying.
Yep, unfamiliar surroundings.
Unfamiliar surroundings, which you are immediately greeted by a rather large woman with the name tag of Medical Sergeant Olga. And she kind of just looks down at you and sees you start moving, and she's like, no, and she like grabs your chest and shoves you down. You can just feel the pain shoot up as she shoves you back down.
Ow! Like
Don't move, and I won't have to do it again. You're lucky that you got that nice girl got you here fast enough. She had to leave a few hours. She had to leave about 2 hours ago because she couldn't stand to wait in the emergency room while she saw the surgery light was on. Said something about laugh tracks disturbing her. Either way, the either way, you're gonna be fine, but you're not piloting for, well, I say 3 weeks. You're not walking for at least a week.
he looks really relieved about the first part.
No, but you're stuck with me for 3 weeks.
Oh joy.
Oh, yes, it will be a joy. I'm glad you think of my hospitality as something to be welcome.
Stereotypical anime. God help me, I'm gonna die here. Faces.
And eventually, Captain, you walk through the door with Misa Hayes. I mean, Lisa Hayes.
Misa?
And yeah, Misa. But,
Misa Hayes?
Misa Hayes. Oh God, I'm just no.
You
Oh.
introduced Jar Jar to this? You're a terrible
No,
person, my friend.
That's literally her Japanese name is Misa Hayes.
MISA.
Yeah,
Ah,
Hayse.
It's
Anyway,
Misa Hayase.
Hayase. So he walks in. He just walks
And-
over the bed and looks down. He goes,
Olga gives you a salute because she's military and all that.
suits back. And look down at Alex. Were you aware that in the early 19th and 18th centuries, there was a ability of certain captains to just press gang people, and they called it Shanghais. Shanghai being the present tense. You'd be Shanghaied past tense. I did that to you, didn't I?
Yes. He coughs a little because it all still hurts.
I see that. You earned that one the hard way. Do you wish to continue piloting, or do you like to use your skills more unilaterally?
He like looks back and forth from it. Is this a trick?
The only trick here is getting you out of this bed before the 3 weeks are up. I read your chart on the way in. You were really shot to shit, son.
Yeah, do you remember reading on the chart 143 foreign bodies in his body?
Holy shit.
There was more alien steel and bullet wounds in you than you had bodily fluid at one point, kid. Now, I've sent close to 1 million young men at this point to their deaths. At least theoretically, because I count the ones that keep going back out again as yet another person. And I actively know the names of each one of them. I'm taking your name off that list. I'm not sending you back out there again. You're going to be a part of the ship's crew, and your proper mission will state, or mission statement, I said that wrong. Your mission statement will be to simply ensure that everyone has the best chance of survival. Your skills seem to lend more to support than to do active combat, and considering your last 2 kill cam shots showed you not firing when you should have been firing, I made an error in putting you in the seat. And I'm going to rectify that error now.
And he
You're no
pulls-
longer forced
Jettison.
to be a pilot, regardless of your physical capabilities. There will be a position on the bridge for you once you're healed. You will support not only Silver Squadron, but you will support the entirety of the SDF-1 and its crew. You have until you are healed to decide if you're going to accept this post or return to your assignment on Silver Squadron, which upon arrival at Silver Squadron, I will immediately have you removed and court-martialed and out of the military as far as the ship is concerned. I will not let you go back out there.
This is another one of those choices that isn't really a choice, isn't it?
Civilians can fly. There's a volunteer corps. I just don't control it directly. He'll look down at you again, just kind of scan down the little spot marks on the wrappings and stuff, and you're one of the few that survived something like that and came out with a choice. You can get back in the cockpit again. I wouldn't blame you. You want to go out there and prove yourself. But you've got what kids call cred now. You walked through hell and you walked out with your head held high, and despite the fact that you should have came straight to this bed, you walked to the middle of town and had a little breakdown in the middle of town and got a hug from a pretty girl. That's balls. And everyone's going to know about it because I'm going to put it in the official report that the other squadrons read. That you were so punch drunk that you walked in the middle of town and sat down and had a little breather with a pretty girl. There's nobody going to berate you for your choice of fighting despite the fact that you're not supposed to be fighting. But your skills can be used more unilaterally, I believe. If you agree, I'll see you in 3 weeks on the bridge. And I'll get you your desk and you'll get to see why Lisa and the other girls, he looks over at her. They seem to be able to run for 6 miles once you can get them out of those goofy heels that they all insist on wearing. But there's a lot of standing on my bridge.
There's not exactly seats for the command console, sir.
Exactly. I don't know who designed them, but
The lowest bidder did, sir.
Hold on.
I
Don't they have
imagine that.
those little like swing out, barely a seat like bars that they sit on?
Yeah, but they're not really seats. They're not really comfortable.
Yeah, they're more like you don't fall backwards butt bars.
Yes.
Really.
You know what it reminds me of? Are those is that design principle called hostile design.
Yeah.
It's very similar to the lap bars on a roller coaster, except in reverse. Because they can fall forward all they want, but they don't want them to fall over backwards and crack the heads open. So they put that butt bar there just high enough to where your center of gravity would catch your feet on the console in front of you and break your legs first. Then crack your head open. It's genius.
Yeah.
You're already hurting. You don't feel any more pain at that point. Anyway. Yes, indeed. I wish to see you on the bridge in 3 weeks if you choose my side. Or you can fly as an attaché of the Silver Squadron as part of the volunteer corps.
He looks down at his wounds, or I look down at my wounds. I'll need some time to think about it.
3 weeks, son. And he'll sit the box down next to you. The Silver Squadron had a single drink to their fallen. And he'll pat the box. There's enough left for you for when you get out of here to have yours in their honor too. Until the moment that I kick you out of Silver Squadron officially on paper, you're still a part of them. Archibald and the others will be here soon. They know you're alive, and Chuck managed to survive as well. Or Mr. Burnings, I should say. Mr. Burnings survived as well. You two were the closest to the center of the blast wave that actually made it out alive. You did good out there, kid, despite the fact that you didn't want to fire on enemies. Take pride in the fact that you survived. And make sure next time you're not the only one. Get better, kid. They need you. We need you. We need everybody right now. And he walks out.
Of course, I'm guessing that being a rock star, stroking his ego like this is working effectively, or rather, exceptionally well.
And Lisa Hayes just follows him out and complains. Sir, do you know why they made heels mandatory female uniform?
You want me to say it out loud, Hayes?
I'm assuming it's because it makes us look good.
Well, that's the obvious example of yes, why I would never say no to them. Yes.
Obviously,
But
the real
that's also
answer.
very rude to say it out loud to someone that is not.
Obviously, the real answer is so that you can use them as a weapon against people like Archie.
Well, that's a side effect.
But yeah, no. So as you leave the door, Captain, little Miss Brain, come on, work, Brain. We have more than 2 brain cells rubbed together. Melody Jacobs.
Melody. He'll stop and he'll look at her.
Jacobs kind of turns the corner, and you guys are facing each other. And Lisa goes to say something about.
He'll put his hand up. Are you here to see Matt's, or were you bringing? You were using burning to get down here early, weren't you?
No, I wanted to see Matt's, and Burning really needed some help.
Which is basically what I said. All right. Oh, just keep Archibald away for a day. I want the kid to have time to think about whether or not he wants to stay on your squadron or join me on the bridge to help all the squadrons. He's a good kid. You did good to get him back in the seat. The report showed that you two hung out, and the next day he jumped back in the Veritech like nothing had changed. But I'm not going to purposely throw him into the fire again until he's ready to do it on his own. And he'll just smile, just nod. He says, but be a friend. He needs that right now, more than a captain berating him. Do the hat, thing, and keep walking.
I'll give the little salute.
And of course, she'll now go, and now Lisa Hayes following is like, we should probably get to the Russians, sir.
Yes, all that. Hopefully we'll beat Archibald there. And he stops. He looks at his wrist, even though there's no watch on it. He's like, we didn't beat him there. Hopefully Archibald's not strung up in his underwear by the time we get there.
Yeah, and it's at this point, there's a call in the emergency ward. Captain Colors, report to debriefing room section 12, Zeta.
Oh no.
And Lisa kind of just looks up and goes, I definitely don't think we beat Archibald.
Oh, well. What do you say? Leisurely stroll over there and let them all work that out? He'll look back at her and he'll look at her and he'll be like, I know you're not going to say no, but it was a fun thought. Anyway, yes.
Actually, I'm going to say we should probably take our time.
Oh.
We can throw them
both.
We
Putting
can
your
throw
hair
them
down
both
a
in the
little
ring
bit
later.
We'll make a fun officer out of you yet, Lieutenant.
I do vote that we put them into solitary confinement for 2 days, though.
Oh no, that's no fun. Have you ever had someone play maid for you?
Oh man.
No.
Imagine you have been trying to kill a man for almost your entire career, and then he's in the palm of your hand and you rely on him to live, and then he does something stupid. He's walking while he's saying this.
Yeah.
And you can't crush him anymore because you need him. So you put him in the other palm, where instead of crushing him, you can humiliate him. That's where we are today.
And chink as the elevators close. And I assume Melody walks into Alex Matt's room, and I'm going to shut up for a little bit.
He looks like a big old mummy on the bed, huh?
Oh, yeah, bandages all across his chest. You can see parts where they've, had to cut him open. He looks more like a jigsaw than a human at this point. Like, they've had to tape parts of him back together. His blood pressure is somewhere at, you could see, the past, hour on the machine, and it's gone from 40 blood pressure to normal-ish blood pressure. And now I'm going to shut up.
Alright, well, there's probably a little chair next to him, right? Somewhere.
Yeah, there's a little chair. They've got, it's set up like one of those nicer hospital buildings these days. It's got a chair, it's got a little bench to the side. It's even got a window that looks outside of the building, out onto the streets, into the back of another building. Not the greatest view, but he can look out and see everyone else being able to use their legs and not die, unlike him.
Okay, I'll just take a seat in the chair. Okay, but
Kitty.
probably shouldn't say everything I want to say to him. that machine will spike.
So after like this brief moment of awkwardness, he just sort of looks up like, "Hi, Melody."
What were you thinking?
If I didn't, we'd all have died.
Don't know that.
The GM does.
Shut up, GM.
It was a
I'm
chance.
actually scared now.
No, you're not. You're not going to.
Yeah, you're not.
It was a chance I couldn't take.
So first, you don't want to kill anybody. You don't want to have anybody killed. You don't want to be in the cockpit. You don't want to be in the middle of a war. But you getting yourself killed for everything is fine.
Yes? Big old question mark on the end.
Like, I don't think you should go back into the cockpit.
Maybe you're right.
Like, if you think that killing yourself is the only way and not killing an enemy before that is the only option, then you shouldn't ever be a pilot.
Maybe. There has to be a better way.
Sometimes there's not. More awkward silence.
Out of character for a moment. In the far future of, what is this, 2009?
Yep, the far future of 2009.
It wasn't quite
Are
the
students
right year.
still sort of taught about World War I and II?
Oh, yeah, no, they're talking about Global War, World War One, II, technically the Global War,
Actually,
World War III.
wait. So would it be Global Wars 1, 2, and 3, or would it be World War 1, World War 2, then Global War?
It's the World War One and World War II, and then the Global War, just because that's the textbook companies were too lazy to to actually comply it with the Global War name. But yet they're still making another copy of the textbook that has the same exact stuff as the last copy, but just to make the other one invalid.
This, spoiler alert, this may be inaccurate because I can't find on Google, but even in one of the bloodiest wars of human history, the First World War, soldiers from both sides still stopped fighting for a day.
Yeah, well, that was a special occasion, and they still did the same thing before and after that one day. They're people just like us, like you said, but they're doing the same thing. You don't seem to understand how the world works.
It's because it shouldn't work this way.
I agree, but it's still, that's how it goes. Just because you don't want something doesn't mean that it's going to just magically change overnight. You killing yourself doesn't do anything. Yeah, I'll stand up and just kind of look at you, and so I'm just upset, but I'm glad that you're still alive. I just wanted to see you.
Thanks.
And then he died.
Yep.
Good ending.
Yeah, that is a good ending. Just rest and get better. I'll kind of make my way out of the room. Your theaters are gone.
Robotech, we'll be back after these
No,
messages.
I'm here. I was just being quiet just in case you guys wanted to do something. That and I need to grab my kitty.
There was so much tension there.
Robotech returns. I missed it.
See,
I
there was
missed
so
it.
much that she wanted to say, but couldn't say. I'm just snapping at him a bit and then telling him that he was happy he was alive is good enough.
So she wasn't mad, just disappointed.
Oh,
A
it's the
little of
worst.
everything. She still's all kind of like, her hair's probably messed up. She's all dirty and everything else.
She has cockpit head.
Yeah, cockpit head. Banged around, bruises and crap. So she's not looking the greatest either, but yeah.
That fruit is way too low hanging. I'm not even going after it.
Won't even.
Nope, not doing it. But
I have an inkling of where you were going with that. I don't like it one bit.
I mean, I was gonna go somewhere. As Tiger Mom is not upset with you. She's just disappointed.
Oh, really? That's referencing one of the best abridged series?
Yeah, Fayt,
My mom told
Fayt
me that.
abridged, on someone else's channel that I actually won't won't
We won't plug it, but if you haven't seen it, treat yourself.
go check out the Fayt abridged. But that's besides the point. In this timeline, though, unfortunately there is no Saber Serpent. But so now it's the next day, and so Captain. Oh, the captain's not here.
Sleeping off a bender.
If there's only a little bit left in the bottle, that means he drank a whole lot of it.
I mean, he's had to deal with you guys
And yeah, I wouldn't
and
like
the
you.
Russians.
And SDF1, the entire thing, all of it. There's
There
Captain.
he is.
Captain
There's
is
the
returned.
captain. Captain, my captain. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Capitan returns. Or
We
Fiki.
missed you,
The king has
Captain.
returned.
I know, baby birds. I know.
So, what kind of punishment did you give the two of them? Because it's the next day. And that's the perfect day to start punishments.
Well, I was trying to find a good image to represent it, and it was taking me to some questionable sites. So I realized I'm being really bad to them to do this, but I think I'm still going to do it.
Just what kind of maid outfit? Is it French?
Exactly. That's why.
Oh my!
That's where I got into the
Oh
territory of
my.
like I should stop looking for this sequence of words because it's weird. It's really
Gotta
French
see what-
maid and guy.
I have to see what you were saying.
No, you don't.
How
It's painful. The internet is a
before-
weird, dark place.
Oh my!
about we
That
just
is,
get how about we just get a Stolfo in a maid dress? That's a perfect image.
No, so basically, he ends up just putting them both in the literal Victorian era, like the lace and all that jazz, the beret.
Victorian is different.
just very elegant dress that he has put them in, and they're literally cleaning hallways. All of
Lucas, that's
them.
for you, by the way.
What is?
The maid dress.
I'm wearing one, or all the Russians are?
Yes. You are being
And
forced
the
to wear
Russians.
one because due to the rough exchange that there was, security had to get called, and there were some reports filed.
We haven't roleplayed that. What if security doesn't get called because we're not that bad? Or do you think it
I
will?
mean, there's already a security guard.
What do you think are the
outside
chances of
door.
that, really?
Having read it, there are no chances of that not happening.
Okay, so Ivan and I are both put into maid outfits.
All of the Russians
Oh,
and anyone who showed up there to pretend to be a Russian.
Yeah, but you smooshed your way past the guard.
Oh,
And Frost, stop asking questions about that. You don't need to know what the captain has in his closet.
so you're saying since I was where the Russians were, I was guilty by association, and I've also been punished accordingly?
I did say there would be no direct retribution.
Well,
And I
okay.
did say I also don't really care for you that much.
Well, I had to do it.
1 and 1 makes 17 here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm
And I am fickle.
Well, we already decided that we're gonna have a scene, so
Yeah, but you are now stuck cleaning the hallways of the ship with
And then
little.
I have someone assigned to remind them about poise while they clean.
You know, there's.
Do they have to keep? Do they have to keep books on their heads?
You know what? And because I know Storm's in the chat, he'll know who I'm thinking of. But there's a there is a pilot who is on the SDF-1 part of Murder Squadron. Not murder as in, homicide, murder as in the flock of crows. And she is dressed in all pink, and she's known as Lieutenant Einricht. And she has a riding crop that she's making sure every time they break poise, she is smacking them with.
this is me as well.
Yes, okay, Storm, yes, it should be murderous and kill. We'll have to talk with Grubby about that one later. But yeah, no, you have Lieutenant Einricht that every time you break poise, she hits you with the riding crop, and she's like, back straight,
This is for
head
me.
up. Yeah,
Oh.
all of you. She
It's
is
mainly the leaders because you two are the examples for everybody else. But I mean, if you volunteer yourself by speaking up, I mean, you can definitely be the focus point. That is some good team camaraderie I'm hearing from you right now.
Wait, I keep trying to read these. I'm thinking about something. I missed that completely. But I'll be whatever you think I should be. I guess I'm there with all them. I've been trying to work closer to Zukova, and the only
Every
thing,
time you start going that way, she hits you with the riding crop and is like, back over there. Back straight, legs straight.
lady.
Don't lock your legs.
Usually I like this kind of discipline with a woman, but usually only in close quarters. There's no other witnesses.
And she smacks you again, and she's like, well, think of today as your public, how shall we say, teaching lesson on Etiquette 101. How to be the best maid possible.
A good leader knows how to follow.
Yep.
I don't mind being the maid now. There are other extracurricular activities that you and I should be engaging in, private tutoring lessons, after this is over. And I don't know what this lady looks like or not.
And there's a silence for a second, and then she whips you twice.
Ooh, I'll take that as a yes.
And she chooses right behind the knee in that soft spot.
Ooh. Ow. So Archie
It's really going to get your garters.
Archie really takes this as positive reinforcement, and that she may actually be all about this. So that's what he'll be doing. It's the only thing he can do to lift his spirits after all that's happened, after the Ivan confrontation, which, like I said, we'll see next week in a flashback, and which led to this. And now he's like, all right, got to get back to my old self. Better be a better leader. Got to keep my back straight. Doggone it. Because he gets whipped again.
And then she kind of whips you on the side of the cheek and chin up.
Yep.
Balance perfect. Don't move your head. Your balance shall be perfect. And she puts a stack of books on top of your head. If those fall, I will then punish you again. Okay, contrast. That's a little far where I was thinking. Okay, stop that.
So, if she says I'll be punished, I'm like, I can't move my head, but does that mean I can't move my booty? And
you will learn to balance your body like a true woman. Now.
And then I shake my booty so the books fall off, and I'm like, whoops.
But yeah, no, she.
I have to be punished now.
Yeah, she smacks you extra hard.
All right, before I go too far, that's Archie has to do to kind of get through it all, I think.
Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, your first day of the week is taken up by all of this.
Oh crap! I was supposed to see Alex.
Uh-huh. But your day is spent being a French maid.
Could be worse. I accept.
But and we'll of course go through
Go
the
see
theme
him in
of
the French maid outfit. I'm sure he'd love that.
Yeah.
Probably a heart attack right there.
Maybe later when I get off duty.
And of course, she's telling everyone that you are model soldiers, but that does not mean you cannot be also model. That you cannot also model perfection as well. And trails off afterwards as she's giving all of this. Also, the chat has confirmed that Archibald is a masochist.
I think sadist.
I think
No,
masochist.
no masochist. Yeah, I'm sorry.
All right, I'm sorry. My internet connection just fucking died.
Oh God! Stop dying.
Let me
Mecha,
see if it's my Ethernet cable.
Mecha, stop dying.
Yes, I meant
No,
yes.
he's coding. He's coding.
No. But we're gonna skip over to Fayt. What are you doing for the first?
Yeah, that's why. Sorry. Give me a moment.
Yep.
I'm still listening. Just
Yep. But Fayt, what are you doing this first day of the week? And you obviously get to see this parade show being put on as they're cleaning the barracks first. Both barracks.
Well, as much as I would love to continue watching this,
No one said the Miss Macross competition was going to start this early.
Okay, Mecha's gone. We've lost him. We've lost the captain.
Go blue, go blue.
But yeah, you get. You guys basically.
Ethernet is back.
Woo! Yeah, you guys get about basically 2 weeks off before. And there are posters going up, and it's saying that the opening day or the sign-up day for Miss Macross is going on, and it's basically all over the news. Everyone's happy and signing up. There's a whole bunch of contestants and everything, and it's.
If 2 weeks have passed, have I been discharged from the hospital yet, or no?
Oh no, 2 weeks haven't passed. You're getting 2 weeks off.
Oh,
Like the second day.
I misunderstood. I'm sorry.
Yeah, this is the day.
I
after
lost
the
audio for a bit, so.
Yeah, but we get 2 weeks off. So, I guess I felt bad because I'm always snapping at the kid. I'm gonna stick in some food.
Hey, Archie. Sorry, Lucas. We've got a slight mix-up with the.
Oh yeah, Mecha is now Captain Colors.
I'm sorry. How does it feel to switch positions? Yeah, put the hat on.
Made outfits for everyone.
Put the hat on, Matt. Put the hat on. All right, I'll switch them. Thank you. I was looking right at it, and I wasn't even paying attention because I was filling my face with popcorn. True story. I do want to see, just for my thing, I do want to go see Matt's eventually. We don't have to do it right now. That's what I'll do my first.
Don't worry, you will get a chance to after your long day of arduous cleaning and learning how to maintain proper poise. And who knows, you might learn something.
No, he won't. This is Archie.
I said you
Ivan
might,
did, but
not
Archie
you.
doesn't.
Couldn't say it better myself, Fayt. Thank you. You're also a true friend. All right.
Yeah.
Only a true friend would be that cruelly honest.
Teresa's my best friend ever.
Like, hey.
Anyway, 2 weeks off.
Yeah. 2 weeks off, but the next day I'm gonna sneak some good food into Alex as a good apology.
Actually, how good is the hospital food? Is it like normal hospital food, or?
It's Robotechnology hospital food, so it's food with a stupid title.
Cosmic curry or something. I don't know.
It's
No, it's
good title.
Robotechnology food. That's actually the label on.
Oh my god.
Fashion that they
There's
basically
various flavors such as Robo Beef, Robo Chicken,
And
Robo
Robo.
tofu.
It's all
And
vegan.
Robo
Robo,
pork.
Robo. No one knows what in it, and no one knows where it comes from, but everyone finds one pack of Robo. Free MRE.
And luckily,
Can't really identify it, but it is slightly sweet, yet bitter.
But
Something's rotting.
luckily,
It always tastes the same.
they do have a pack of Robo Dirt to really season your food.
You're not bringing your food, Alex.
And then that's called Robo Pepper.
Yeah, Robo Pepper, it's actually just dirt.
And it
Okay,
literally
but what?
says
Hold on.
underneath
What
it,
is pepper
similar
but
to
spicy
pepper.
dirt?
Well, that's what it says underneath. Similar to pepper.
It's just spicy dirt. That's all pepper is.
I think one of them literally says, "Imagine this is salt."
That was just That's literally just a little packet of MSG.
And you're pretty sure that the ration was stamped 3 to 4 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, if you want to eat the hospital food, you might get. I'll eat.
But luckily, there is a veggie omelet in there.
Oh God! Please, anything but that.
I've had
Nope.
that one in real life. Ugh,
No.
that is death.
And this one, they're missing the hot sauce packet on this one.
That's the only thing that was edible out of the pack.
I know.
I have a double shot of rum on that one. Oh god. Bitter memories. Oh.
He's like,
As I throw sound waves back into.
yeah, stop traumatizing the captain.
This is why he drinks.
Veggie
Yeah,
omelet.
right.
Oh,
He's remembering the memories.
that was a war crime in a box. That should have thrown that at the enemy. Desert Storm would have lasted 3 hours. We gave them all those things to be in the bathroom the whole rest of the war. Oh, God, muting.
War crime in a box.
Yeah, I know that's what you get, and luckily, you do have the arrival of someone with actual food as you're like squeezing out the almost jello consistency omelets.
Just by looking at it, Alex is already about to throw up.
Doesn't exactly smell good either.
Does it smell worse or better than it looks?
That's a question. It's one of those things you have to really think on for a minute. Because you look at it and it's like, how could anything smell worse than how this looks? And then you're like, oh god.
There's a thing with the human imagination. You have the ability to say, this is the worst thing ever. And then 5 minutes later, something new that seems to be worse, you can say that again. But this is an internal loop. The moment that nose hits the smell sensors and the eyes, and it's almost like a full body experience.
Is it bad enough
It
that
is
my
all
eyes start
bad.
watering?
Yes.
Your eyes are watering. It is terrible, and the hot sauce packet has been removed. From
You can already taste something foul, and you have only your saliva in your mouth.
See, I'm gonna walk in, see that, grab it, and toss it into the hazardous waste bin.
There was a nice biscuit with it though.
Let's get that on a tray.
But yeah, no, it's it wasn't appetizing, and luckily, Fayt, you were there to rescue him from his imminent doom.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God.
So what did you pick up for him, Fayt?
Just like some really good tasting soup from that noodle place thing.
Mhm.
I don't know what his favorite food is, so kind of got
I
him.
don't either.
Got him something that someone suggested for sick people, like a good soup. And
How do you
like a
not
little bit
know? How do you not know your boyfriend's favorite food?
Not my boyfriend, damn it!
Look, somebody in the chat has already got a ship name.
Oh lord.
But as you're like offering the food and everything's getting set up, you hear a knock at the door, and it's like, Alex, can I come in? And you've never heard this voice before, Fayt. It's high pitched. It's obviously
no.
It's his actual girlfriend.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Can I come in?
I'm gonna say come in.
Oh, you're gonna say come in?
Yeah.
Look at door, look at Fayt, at Melody. Look at the door, look at Melody. Big-eyed panic.
And she hears the voice and she steps in and she's like, "Oh, you have another friend here visiting you."
Why is panic? I'm kind of looking at him like, why is he freaking out? Who is this?
And she has her own box of food she was bringing him from the Chinese food store, and she sees this and
Well, they can eat together. Here you go.
and she's like, "Oh, I'm Min Mei. I'm a friend of his. I think I am, at least.
Well,
I
can
helped
leave.
call for the ambulance when he started bleeding profusely all over my dress.
I'm really sorry about that.
It's fine. No, I'm not glad that you're alive."
I'll let you guys catch up over that awkwardness then. I was just making sure he had some food. But yeah, I have no problem with this.
And so do you kind of just leave, or you just
Yeah,
gonna sit?
I'll just introduce myself to her and say that I'm one of the pilots in the squadron, and I'll leave.
No, you should
Right,
stay.
yeah, no, well, she's not demanding you leave. She's just kind of more surprised that there's another female inside the room.
Yeah, I know. I just
Oh, come on.
I said that hey, you two can catch up and like eat your lunch together here.
Jealous.
Is it lunchtime?
Jacobs,
Yeah, no, it's lunch.
you can't leave yet. You have to get this love triangle going on this end because then you're involved in a love triangle with Alex and Burns. So it's actually like
Technically, it would be a love quadrangle because
no,
it's Fayt and you. It's Fayt, and then it's you and Alex, and then it's also Min Mei down here who's going into Alex.
And you and one of the Russians.
no.
And
Yep.
then
It's
you with one of the Russians.
It's two equilateral triangles, and the two even bases touch where me and Matt's are, and then it goes out to Jacobs and Min Mei. But then yeah, they got
This is
Russian
a
off the
really
side.
weird shape, actually.
It's
And he
more
keeps
like a
saying that
molecule.
the two of you guys touch, and it's really awkward for me now.
So there's some romance going on here. Okay,
That's not
well,
what I
this is
meant,
it's
but
really
who
about.
knows? There's lots of romance. Anyway, sorry.
But yeah, no, I'll just say it's like I just wanted to bring in some food because I know they do not have good food, but you two can enjoy your lunch. I'll leave.
Yeah, but no, she doesn't force you to leave. But and once you do leave though, she sits down next to Alex and opens up her food and she takes the noodles that you brought Alex, and she kind of like sets it up next to him like the table, and then sets the Chinese food next to it, and it's like, "I brought you stuff from the restaurant. I was wondering if you'd be hungry. I was wondering if the food here was going to be good at all."
He gives her a look. You don't understand. Yeah. He just points to the bin.
Mhm. And she's like, "Oh, is it that bad?"
What's in the Chinese food box? Is it like
It's some General Tso's chicken, lo mein, and some white rice and some steamed dumplings because that's my actual Chinese food order.
This guy's full of holes, and she just brought him all that.
Yeah, she doesn't know how to deal with military wounded people. She's she's never had to deal with a boyfriend who gets shot.
I'm guessing that he's probably been mostly on a liquid diet.
There's been crackers and an IV.
He goes after the lo mein first.
All right. It hurts getting it down a little bit, but you do get it down just because everything's still kind of jumbled up in there. You don't start bleeding to death at least.
How good is it?
It's really good. It's definitely her family's restaurant is well known for their cooking, and once again they kind of prove it with this dish.
All right, this is great.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it. She kind of just after a minute she just kind of hugs you and she's like, "How could you have not noticed that you were bleeding to death like that? You're stupid."
You're stupid. It's so funny. I don't know
You're stupid.
It's like every single female in your life calls you stupid.
Baka.
It was really hard to think about anything.
Oh, that was funny.
After I got shot down, I didn't really feel very much at all.
Maybe you think that would be like a thing that you would notice that you were dying or something.
You would imagine.
Well, you're fine now, right? You're not gonna die. You're not, I don't know, terminally ill with lead.
No, I'm gonna be okay. The captain does not want me going back out.
Well, I think that's fair. It's dangerous out there.
But I don't know what's right.
Well, I mean, obviously you should stay like inside the ship where it's safe. You can do other things to help people rather than having to get shot.
The captain said that too, but it's
Well,
hard
the
to think.
captain sounds like a smart man.
Alex sets down his fork. He's sort of like has a thoughtful look on his face. It's just sometimes hard to think of what I can do to help the people in the ship without hurting anybody else.
Well, what do you like to do then? You know, what you have to be able to do something.
For as long as I can remember, I've played the guitar and sung.
Well, why not perform for the people? Like the people are always worried about the next attack. You know, you could, and the military's always looking for a way to try to get some more people to join it. So maybe you could do something like that.
Maybe.
I mean, I was planning on doing something like that when I joined the Miss MACROSS competition in 2 weeks.
That's right. I hope I'm out in time to see it.
I hope so too. We'll make sure to get you seats for it. Because this Sunday, Miss MACROSS competition.
Yep.
Maybe I could play at the competition.
Well, it's the Miss Macross competition. Not that I judge, but I don't think they'll let you in.
I meant the music.
Oh. Okay, that makes more sense.
That's
Well, the musical stuff for it usually is, you know, the Miss Macross is, you know, it's usually like songs that the contestants write, but maybe you could get a sign in with them, or maybe you could set up like concerts or something.
He looks almost a little offended. I can play more than rock, you know.
Well, no, I mean I don't mean that. I mean that you're not a woman. You're not Miss Macross. That's what I mean.
I meant he was talking about like doing the background music.
I know this.
I meant usually in shows like this, they have music playing in the background when the contestants are up.
Oh, well, maybe you can work with them on it. You could contact the people who do it.
I give a little laugh, and how bad does it hurt when I laugh?
Yeah. Let's just say there are still metal shards they couldn't get out of you and you're laughing.
Haha, ow.
Haha, ow. Haha, ow. Haha, ow. Okay, contrast. If they attempt to cross-dress to get into the camp, into the Miss Macross, then I guess they could get in, but it's going to get really awkward in the bikini phase.
I don't believe so. The Silver Squad leader and Ivan's proved that wrong.
Unfortunately, there is no French-made segment of the competition as far as I'm aware.
And
But,
you know what you have to position. you have to enter some paperwork to get that changed.
but
Ivan and Archie could win it.
well, yeah, you could probably ask them to work and do music for it or something, or maybe even like. I mean, the amphitheater's open most days of the week. No one's really doing much there.
Really? I didn't realize that. I thought they were just going to put it on in a park. I didn't realize the ship had an amphitheater.
Yeah, no, it's deck level 1 on the starboard side.
I'm guessing that we don't really get a chance to go up there much as military people.
It's out of the way. Like, it's in the center of like the major shopping areas, but it's kind of the amphitheater from the road. It kind of goes in and then it dips down. So it's possible you just missed or thought of it was something else.
Yeah.
But well, maybe you could ask them to maybe. Why don't you? Do you have any bandmates around here? Maybe you could start a band if you don't have any.
That's a neat idea. I never really had any bandmates back when we were on Earth. Mostly it was a solo act.
Well, just do like rehearsals or something. Get a band together. Hit the metaphorical space road.
That sounds like a good idea. I think I'll give that a shot. I look down at all the casts once I'm out of here.
Well, yeah, of course. Once you're out of here, and once you get out of here and you do that, you don't have to pilot since you can take care of the people's worries with music.
I don't know if that's exactly what the captain had in mind, but sounds a lot less boring than being stuck on the bridge.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
You can make them listen to your song. But I'm gonna let you relax and eat the food. I've gotta go prepare for Miss Macross. I need to go wax my legs.
Good luck.
Thank you. And she gets up and she gives you a hug and a kiss on the cheek, and then she leaves with a little wave and everything.
That's his girlfriend.
Who knows? It might be entirely one-sided. Because I don't know if he's too into her.
Frankly, I have no idea either.
But yeah, no, I mean, Frost Jaeger, if you haven't noticed, performer Alex Matz is literally based off of Neki Basara.
That's kind of the whole shtick.
So yes, it is Macross 7 during Macross.
The only thing we're missing so far is a guitar controller for a Valkyrie. Or a Veritech.
And a Zentradi drummer, and a half Zentradi backup bass guitarist.
We're about a dozen years too early for that one.
Technically, I mean, once they hit 5, you can technically do it. So maybe like a couple of years. It's within lifespan. We can worry about that later. All right, yeah. So I'll see you guys later, and I'll hopefully kill them next session with, I don't know, music and stuff, sonic attacks, terrorist bombing, something like that. I don't know, but yeah, no, and she leaves the room, or before she leaves the room, she mouths something to you, but you don't really hear it too well, but you kind of feel better. And then she leaves.
Voodoo curse.
Voodoo curse.
She loves him. So cute.
I like you, Baka.
Baka.
I was going to say, it wouldn't be thematic, but I was going to ask if I could roll to try to read her lips.
You know what? Well, you can put if you want to roll something, you can.
Let's see.
Alex is so cool.
Would counterposition work maybe?
I would say it would.
All right, I'm going to use counterposition and wing in a prayer. That's yeah. Exactly my limit.
All right.
I don't think there is an element that this could possibly be in. So target number of 5. Target number is 5, right?
Yep.
2 successes.
2 successes. You don't understand it at first. One second.
Actually, wait. Hold on.
Oh.
As a rock star, am I used to trying to make out my producer's instructions during a loud concert?
Usually you have a headset for it, but for this one time I will allow you reroll.
That's 5.
All right.
That's a lot of successes, actually.
Nice.
All right. So you hear it, and you read it, and your brain starts processing it. And now we're leaving that because you kind of don't worry. But we're going to switch over to the captain, who is he doing things? I assume captain things.
Yes. Always
Like-
busy.
Like drinking.
Mm-hmm. And drinking.
Dulling, trying to slow the brain down.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, he is working out what's happening next. He's trying to overly anticipate the next big issue, which means he gets nothing done really, but but he is also, like I said, he is setting up a place for Mats to be on the bridge to basically be the comm officer for the ship.
Mm-hmm.
But not taking over any of Lisa's duties, but literally being, command and controls backup for verbal communications. Because he likes to sing and stuff, and to ensure it's not obnoxious, he's got the only one with a door. His is actually a closed off area, so kind of like the what's it called, the sonar booths from old Navy ships or Navy
hydrophone
subs and
operator
stuff.
stations.
Yep, he's getting one of those basically, but it's big enough. It's in a back corner, so he can actually play his instrument.
I'm actually very familiar with exactly what you're talking about.
Yep. So it's almost like he's got a little micro studio being tucked away on the edge of the bridge, in the back corner, of course.
And your crew, your usual crew kind of looks at it and goes, "You're being awful nice for the kid. You threatened to shoot at an airlock at one point. Don't tell us you've fallen for where you've gotten soft."
If he dies, I can't use him.
So you have fallen for him.
And if he's in that room, I don't technically have to hear him. If he's on my active comms, otherwise, he's incoming and I have to hear him. If he's outgoing, I don't have to hear that.
Captain, if you like the kid, you can just say that. We're not going to judge if you're a young 200-year-old immortal captain loving a younger man. One of them, starts cracking. They all start joking.
Half rations.
Oh, come on, just for that.
25%. I'm punishing myself as well. You're right. I'm being too nice to this kid. Next week, We got to yell at him a lot more. Somebody write that down. Yell at him more. Just write that down. I'll remember.
Yes, sir. And no, they write it down, and they go back to their systems, and there's been light skirmishes since you guys have left Mars, but nothing super serious. Uh, it's really been just sporadic attacks, scouting maneuvers, the occasional enemy ship trying to push through the defense areas, but
Mhm.
nothing too serious as movement yet, though.
Yeah. He's got standing orders too to any damaged parts that can be recovered to get, just to give us microscopic amounts of ideas of maybe what they're made, how quickly they're made, stuff like that. Just generally, it also helps us just to have more materials, because it's basically every missile we send out is one less drop of proto culture we have. So we steal some of their bits and bobs that fall off, well, that's just more stuff to send in the recycler.
And of course these orders getting passed out, and you have they've modified a couple of ghost drones, that way they have like little magnetic arms to clamp onto things and pull them back. That way they don't have to risk any of the mother gooses or stuff like that.
So that'll be a follow-up to all skirmishes order at this point. It's just like afterwards, once you feel safe enough to send a ghost out, send them out to scour. It's dirty, it slows us down, but it keeps us moving.
And you got cat's eye squadrons cat's eyes all over the place, enhancing your already large sensor arrays. You really do have everything kind of just going well for once, and it's kind of calming down awkwardly.
Well, I'm not the type of person that used to it being calm like that, with it not having a big Ivan Kornova type ambush at the end of it. So everyone else may be relaxing, but he's actually getting more anxious on the bridge. He's drinking more, glaring at maps more, even though there's nothing on them. He's basically making himself have a nervous breakdown. He's well on the way to that, because he's like, it's going to happen. Why hasn't it happened yet? That's the big question.
And you guys, you have the usual stuff of other things. Refueling operations going around. Skull Squadron's out there right now doing basic patrols. Vermilion Squadron's been notably doing very well. That's with one of the pilots commanding it is Rick Hunter with his two subordinates. They seem to have been, though they've been butting heads with Lisa repeatedly.
The Stooges.
Yeah. One of them seems exceptionally bright. Max
Sterling.
Yeah, Max Sterling. I knew that. I haven't, been up for basically 24 hours at this point.
Minimal Hunter. Yes, I got it.
Minimal Hunter. But it's really awkward how calm it's been. I'd also like to remind everyone that the SDF-1 has yet to transform, just because. Yeah.
Just because of that one incident with the battle carrier.
It has not transformed, and that could be for worse or better. Who knows? Just saying.
Always next time.
Always next time. But it's rather boring. But are you going to do anything since it's basically all controlled? Or are you just kind of relaxing up on the bridge drinking?
I think for now he's just going to stay there. I mean, he doesn't feel there's something to do to the ship at this point, because it's more of getting the squadrons ready to be on a moment's notice, in which of course they are, because the skirmishes kept coming randomly.
Yeah.
So I think he's basically compiling a digital library of like different tactics for the past battles, but nothing that he's really given to anyone else. Like even when he's hanging out and in his normal off-duty quotation marks time with his team, he is very aloof and quiet compared to even normal with his antics. He's obsessing, and it's freaking. It's boring on the outside, but on the inside, it's like the duck on the pond.
Yeah. with with possible hundreds of thousands of hawks circling it.
Yeah, he's doing the whole the Sherlock where you got the numbers in the air thing all the time. He's doing that where he's just like, okay, perhaps they're leading us into this thing where this thing's going to show up and hit us from nowhere, and then maybe they're using their warp abilities to warp things on top of us, and that's why they're waiting to the point where the magnetic level, blah 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 blah. Science terms everywhere. And can't quite do Star Trek level of technobabble on demand.
Now you can't.
Oh my god.
But there is something that Lisa Hayes can do because, and I'm breaking out once again here for just to sidetrack us since we're basically at the end of the session.
Yep.
And the week has gone incredibly slow along with all the stuff, and we have to do flashbacks. And I'm probably going to skip to Miss Macross next time just because I really want to torture Fayt with it. And or Mecha, I if you attempt to cross dress, you can, but it's going to get really awkward.
No.
Yeah, I kind of figured. But one of the players in one of the other games I played in found out that Lisa Hayes on one of her monitor has a really old Star Trek game playing.
Really?
Yeah, I've got to find it again here.
Was this like from show footage?
Up.
Amazing.
Where the heck was it? I'll find it and I'll post it in the chat later, but it's absolutely hilarious. Yeah. That, and we've also been that's Lisa Hayes's rump eating frames of Claudia's hand. Just really weird looking. But yeah, no. With that, I'm gonna kind of roll the session down to a little bit of a close here, and I have been your Robotech Master Harukajunko. I play here. I also play with a couple other guys. Check out SMG at their Discord, or at their website, Strange Machine Games. Look for the Robotech RPG. You're bound to either find that or Savage World Games, but look for SMG. They're totally better. Hashtag not biased. Hashtag. But yeah, no, with that, just a final shout out, thank you to SMG Jeff once again for all the stuff. Thank you for everyone showing up, including my good friends that I noticed, Storm and Frost Jaeger and Contrast X, all of those other people that I totally remember. And with that, though, I hand it away to Alex Matz, our performer.
It's good to be back after the week. After the 1 week break. It's good being back with the crew, doing silly stuff in a bit of a lower stakes session than last time. I've had a great time. I'm going to hand it over to Melody.
Stop shipping me with him.
There's nothing we can do to stop them.
I don't ship with anybody. But yeah, sorry, been a little out of it the past couple of weeks that we played. Just been tired. I think the stupid weather once it calms down. It's been all over the place. It's always fun playing these guys, acting like nerds everywhere we do, no matter what we do. Thank you, Haruka, for hosting. Everybody else being good sports. We'll ship it over to the captain.
Oh my. Yes, I am a Soundwavesghost. I play games here. As always, everyone, it was great playing. I love playing games with my friends, new and old. Everyone out there, I'm sure Lucas will mention this too. There's other games coming up this week. And we'll see you around maybe next Sunday. I might have more of this creature to throw at people. If everything goes right, we'll see. Anyway, as always, fun, and salute. So good.
Reminds me of some Rebecca Black going on there. Fun. Looking forward to the weekend.
Yep.
Friday is a
Oh
great song.
no,
Yes.
no!
It's the greatest song I've hated all my life, but I love it.
It's a wonderful song to hate. I'll give you that.
I love it. It's a song we used to sing every Friday at
You
work.
sang?
We
You
s-
sang that song?
Well, when you work in an office cubicle and it's finally Friday and everybody the work is slowing down, yeah, you start shouting it from the top of the mountain because you're about to.
We always sang the final countdown. At least do something good.
Well, we like to make fun of it half the time, but anyways, thank you everybody. Mike, thank you. That was great. Thanks for the pep talk, Captain. Thanks Melody for not slapping me in the face, and thanks for surviving, Alex. Thank you, Archie, for being so awesome and shaking that booty. Anyway, I am Lucas of Lucasgvariety, and we've had a
Did you
good
just
time.
thank yourself?
Yes, we did.
No, the character. He becomes his own thing. So, anyways, it's not me. Anyway, thank you for coming for Robotech, the MACROSS SAGA, episode number 9. We'll be back for our season 1 finale for episode 10, the Miss Macross. Contest next week, I believe, and we should have Jodo back to be Major Ivan Suranova. I had a couple things I wanted to say, and I always forget at this point. Look at the calendar for you alls that are here, and it's relevant. Today's the 16th, next is the 23rd. So we have that, and then we're going to have a special 2 or 3 week session. Love you to come back by same time slot on Sundays, Action Movie World. I will have both Fayt and Mecha Meme here with me, along with my good buddy Dem. You'll wait. He's the yeller. You just wait.
Yeah.
And then Thaddeus X Machina for my TMNT game, which is, of course, what Soundwavesghost is also in. But our RM will be out of town, so we're going to do a little Action Movie World, which is bad 80s action movies, big explosions, corny one-liners. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to have a not serious time for at least 2 sessions. I'm keeping the third on hold, but then I think we'll probably be back with more Robotechs if Mike is ready by then.
It just occurred to me, with 10 total episodes airing almost weekly, this is about the same production schedule as a normal anime.
Yes.
Because we're that awesome.
We're hitting the big times, fellas. Yeah. Good statistics. Thank you very much. Yeah, so this is the schedule. And then we'll play Robotech for a few weeks. I will have at least 1 Sunday and 2 Tuesdays off where I will be at the Adepticon in Chicago. There's a gaming convention there. I'll be away. But then we'll come back. But we'll have Robotech Sunday nights. We're going to be Blades of the Dark. Should be coming back. We're going to figure out when that's going to fit in. And on Tuesdays right now, we're alternating bi-weekly the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Dark Comic Series number 46, which is this Tuesday. Come back at 8 o'clock. And alternating with that is some Alien RPG. Yes, the Xenomorphs. You heard it. Right over to Soundwavesghost, who is jamming that. And we got, not to spoil it, but you should watch part 1 and part 2. We got Murdered Oh So Good, and it was a lot of spooky fun. And I heard that
Technically,
Fayt,
you didn't die. You fed something else.
by dying later.
Well, later, off camera. You didn't die on camera. I'm nice.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, Fayt, and if I heard that Fayt actually knew the juicy tidbits at the end.
I did.
The little, I won't say it out loud, but the little surprise at the end. So you guys should definitely check that out at the YouTube, which that link just posted. That's where the archives are. That's where you can see the Robotech leading up to now, and a lot of other good content, some Let's Plays and some TTRPGs. But I will cut it there. Also, join the Discord so you can see our schedule and talk with us and tell us things like, hey, can you make an NPC list of all these characters in Silver Squad so that we can see who they are? Thank you, Frost Jaeger, for suggesting that. We're going to do some things like that. We'd like to hear from you. So, anyways, we'll be back on Tuesday for some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, 1946 Detroit, Michigan, sewer-dwelling shellheads. And I will have to say they have decided to finally go after Shredder for a cure for Splinter, who has been poisoned. So this is probably going to be the first episode, which will be our 8th issue, if we go look at comic books. And they're probably going to meet Shredder for the first time. And I have to say, I will be taking your shells and handing them to you, because this is the first encounter with Shredder, and we always know how that goes the first time you fight Shredder. never too well. So I am looking forward to shell handing. So I think I'm going to stop right there. Do you want to add something, Donatello? I see your.
I'm just thinking, just going off the track record with us, it's either going to be we're getting bounced right back out the door, or we're just going to stand there and go, "What was the big deal? It was fine. We just won, and he left. He ran away." What's
Well,
the
then you
problem?"
fight Krang.
It's ridiculous. Like, the system is fun, but there's those moments where one person's dice is on fire, and it's just like no one else has to play anymore. You can just wait for that guy to finish everything.
It sounds like every single D&D session that we've ever had.
It's the
Well,
open.
you get it. The dice explode, so it's very odd when it does when it will explode for the weirdest things, and it's like, okay.
So like you'll get like explode, then explode again, then explode again, then explode again.
Not to spoil it, but in the second issue, Michelangelo had a killer charisma check that just disarmed an entire encounter I had lined up. I'm like, oh, well, good night, folks. We're done.
Yeah, I think he got. It's a 2 dice system where you add 2 different dice together, like size and thing based on your character stats, and both of the dice exploded twice. So they had like a 48 or some crazy high number like that on a D20 roll.
There's the
Or
open.
not even a
legend.
D20. It was like a D. I think they were a D8 and a D6 added together, and they got a 40 or something out of it. It was crazy.
Luke make that face of.
Ah,
I was upset. Mike knows how it feels. Anybody that's GM knows how it feels, and it's an odd system. The open legend system. It's an easy system, but it's I don't know. Well, it's been
unique.
fun to try out, and this is a good media to do it. But so please plan on checking these games out, and we have some more things down the road. I want to get back to some Call of Cthulhu, some Zombie Apocalypse, maybe some Dungeon World. I want to do a few things upcoming, and I've been looking at other modules and other games, and I'm just like, oh, there's so many role-playing games. Oh, and Band of Blades later this year. It's going to take a little while. So, but we're going to get to that. That's going to be a very dark military fantasy. Anyways, I've talked too much. We're going to see you guys Tuesday, and then see you again next week on Sunday. That's 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. Eastern, and look at the Let's Plays during the week when the baby is sleeping. That's about all I can give you right now. But anyways, until that time, everybody have a good night. God bless and good gaming. We will see you next time. Peace. Close that curtain. There you go, Captain. Thank you. And we out.